Hello everybody, welcome back to a vlog that's about my sewing aspirations for probably the next 2 months. So I did check with Google. It said that winter starts on the 1st of December. So obviously I'm based in the UK, so it's going to get colder really from there. So there's no definitive running order to this. It's not has to be made by. That worked really well for me about 6 weeks ago when I did that. So some of the fabrics you've seen recently, some of them, they're all things I've purchased recently because that's what I'm trying to do. And I am going to try, well not try, my goal is that I'm not just making lots of garments because I've already replenished my autumn wardrobe somewhat. But I've got specific plans. I will drop in Stash Hub pictures as well as I talk about them with you, so you can start to visualise what those things are going to look like too. And yeah, let's dive in. So some of these I shared on my weekend trip to Preston video, but I didn't go into depth about what I'm doing. So this fabric was from Little Legs. It's now sold out. It's a very lightweight denim. It's a stretch denim, and I've got 3 meters here and 1 meter that's arrived downstairs to wash. And I'm wearing today the Fabric Godmother Aspen dress, but I've been making it with the sleeves from the flaring. I'm going to make an Aspen dress with long sleeves in this, probably with a bit of a jazzy zip. And I've decided it's about time I learnt how to do a bicep adjustment, because part of the reason that I do like to hack different sleeves with different things, but I think part of the reason about that is just I avoid learning how to do a bicep adjustment. So I don't know which garment I'm going to make first. There's a few that I'll probably need to do that on, but I figure once I've learnt it, then I know what I'm doing and I can translate it into other things. Remember my procrastination vlog? I'm going to stop procrastination and get on with it. So I'll do something I'll do a toile of it. So if it's this, I'll do a toile, do the adjustment and sew that and try that on just as a sleeve to see if I've got it right. Actually, there's a make I know that I'm going to be doing next week. That'll be the first thing that I do it on. So this is going to be Fabric Godmother Aspen dress, long sleeve version. Don't know what time scale. When I do it like this, I feel like I don't put the pressure on myself that I would do when I was doing monthly plans, and so I can just reach behind me. I've had to clear another shelf there for it and think, oh, I fancy doing that one, I fancy doing that one. Or what I tend to do is cut out a few things at once. So for one of my bags, I am going to use this fabric. I got 1/2 meter of it, and I think I've got enough because I've got some brown leather that Penny gifted to me, that or black faux leather. There's a bag that I'm loving from Accessorize. It's in my inspiration pictures in Stash Up. I'll put a picture of it in, and although it's in a cow print, I do fancy getting some maybe cow print denim to do it. But I'm going to do something along the lines of this bag. Might be different to this in the end, but where that has a shoulder strap, I want to put a longer strap. Don't necessarily want it to be cross-bodied, but a shoulder bag but with a longer strap. I don't like having things just under my arm. This is the quilted fabric that I got from Little Legs. They do this in purple as well. It's black quilted on the back, and it's going to look fabulous with my green coat. So I've already got one bag cut out, which I would like to get onto next week, and then yeah, I'll start to get onto other things. I want to start, because my coat sort of covers me fully, it's a maxi length coat. I don't fasten it, but it pretty much covers me up, so I want to kind of accessorise my look by having different bags that I can wear with that suit it, and I like anyway that I would wear even without the coat. This one I also got at Little Legs. I didn't set it all up in that way, but I also got, this is a brushback French terry. I got 1.5 meters, and it's probably going to be the Italian, my favourite, the Atelier Brunette Le Hoodie. I have got some other patterns, and I have got some jumper dress patterns. I've got one that I haven't done, and I have got some jersey behind me on the shelf there. I'll put a picture in of the fabric and the style. It's a fibre mood one that I'm thinking of. I don't know if that'll be in December or in November or December, but I am thinking along the lines of making something like that with that, because I think there's enough to do that. But this will be a sweatshirt with black rib It's a bright scarlet red, but it comes up a bit orange, but with the pink and black leopard print. Yeah, that's a cosy make, so I think that'll be a December make. I picked up this green needle cord with this ditzy brown print in Abercarn, and I'm thinking I'm going to do the indigo dress in, I've got 2.5 meters, so I know I won't get a full length version because I'd like to probably do a long sleeve indigo. Does it even have a long, I've got the add-on pack. If it doesn't have a long sleeve, I can find a long sleeve to go in it. But I do like the indigo. I haven't made one for quite a while. I'm sure I had the pattern reprinted. I'll need to have a look at that sometime. But I've kind of got a bit of a vision in my mind of this with some chunky brown tights and some chunky, there'll be black shoes. I don't have any brown shoes, but I have got brown or burgundy Dr. Martin Sinclair boots. And I think that'd make a really nice indigo. Think I can get it to just past like my knee length, or just past my knee. Again, no timeline on that. I'll revisit that when I feel ready and get onto that. But what do you think? I think that'll look quite pretty in an indigo, in a cord. Nice to wear, but something I could wear around the house rather than a dressy dress that I need to go out in. I'm undecided about this, guys, so chat to me in the comments. I got this at Abercarn. It's now sold out online, but they did have it in Abercarn at Preston. It's a wool mix, and my first thought was to make some lane pant trousers in it, but I'm now starting to veer towards a fixed waist trouser with a fly. I have been looking and chatting to people today about the chanterelle pants. I might have a look at that. I'm okay if it's a little bit maybe barrel leg, or I do think it'll look quite flattering in a wide leg. The other pattern I'm considering is the Peppermint Magazine wide leg trousers, which I bought when it was a free pattern. Not sure if it's free anymore. I have got a wide leg pattern which I think I've had printed, I'm not sure, which is a fibre mood pattern, which I've not made before. That's the only thing. I might have to make like a pair of shorts out of it just to try the fit of that. But the reason I'm thinking that is, compared to some of the other ones that I've got to make trousers, this is a more structured fabric, and I'm thinking if I do something with elastic waist, it's going to be quite bulky, this one, and it hasn't got any drape, so I'm just thinking that might work better as a fitted waist. Work with me, guys. Drop some things in the comments, like what would you make with these fabrics, which pattern would you do with this? Give me some suggestions as well. I've got 2.5 meters, so you know, even allowing for pattern matching, I think it's quite wide. I should get everything out of there. This fabric was gifted to me by Heather, who's one of the Sew Virtual girls, on a Wednesday morning, and she messaged me and said, I think you would like this, let me know if you want me to post it out to you, which was so kind. And it's a dusty, so it's really dark outside, so it's a dusty pink, like a velour, like a stretch velvet, so it's definitely stretching. I don't know whether I'm on right. Is it a four? Yeah, it's a 4-way stretch. I think there's 3 meters. I know that I can get a sweatshirt out of 1.5 meters. I might be pushing it to get a pair of pants as well, but if I can, I'd quite like to. The pants don't necessarily need to have the same stretch, but obviously you've got the nap to work with. It just depends if it's quite wide. But my plan is to make a sweatshirt first, and I think with it being velvet, that might be a Christmas sort of thing, so I don't do major sparkling Christmas wear. I've got a black velvet one of these from last year, so I think I made the Drew in the black last year, so I might do the same or a different one. I'm not sure yet. I'll have a look at that, but I think definitely late November, early December. The things with the sweatshirt is it's quite a quick make, isn't it? So I can, you know, cut it out, have it made in like an hour and a half, like easy, no bother at all. Don't know what I'd do for the rib with that. I could I don't know if the neck would irritate me, so I'll have to have a look. I might have to put a contrast rib with it. I'll have to have a think about that one. This is like next up, so I'm currently finishing my Falconer pants, I won't go into details about that today because I'm going to share that on a separate vlog and talk about all the different trouser patterns that everybody's been making on Sew Virtual. We've had a make a new trouser pattern challenge that finished at the end of October, and so by the time you see this the winner will know who they are, and I bought a £25 voucher for the fold line so people can buy themselves some more patterns with that. It's just a random number draw and a bit of a random sort of challenge. I'll fill you in a bit more about that because I'm going to talk about the Falconers, how I fit them, all of that on a separate vlog. So if you watched my Preston video, you'll have seen this fabric again, 30% wool, 70% polyester from Abercarn. I'll go back a bit. So obviously you've got the cream base with sort of an olive and black line in it. That's absolutely beautiful. Weighs a ton. I got 4 meters of it, and I have washed the other wool mixes. It does say hand wash, but the reality is I'm never going to hand wash it, and once it's a garment, so I have machine washed the one I showed you already is those trousers, because I think on a very gentle, quick, low temperature machine wash should be all right. So this is going to be the Logan Shacket. I've not made it before. Paula also got this fabric, so we're going to do like a little Instagram collaboration. We're going to make them next week, so those pictures will pop up on, well, this week when you're seeing this on Instagram. This is the first up, and I need to do a bicep adjustment on this. So before I even cut out this fabric, I'll be playing around with that fit. It was this that tipped me over the top really, because I bought the pattern and I could see what the bicep measurement was, and I kind of did that, and I thought, no, you want to make it, just make it and learn to do the adjustment, because I thought once I learn to do the adjustment, then I can do it for this dress, I can do it with the indigo, I can do it for anything after that. Yeah, I just need to do it. So that's going to be something new I'm going to learn in probably November. So I think what I'm going to do with this is cut the pattern pieces out, probably lie it on the carpet downstairs, place them, cut off the excess, and then wash, like I'll overlock the ends, but I'll wash those 2 pieces separately, because I'm hoping there's enough left to make a nice bag out of this as well, because I think that'll be lovely. So I've definitely got more than I needed, but it was £6.99 a metre. Then we got 10% off with Paula's Sew Club deal that she's got going with Abercarn. So you do need a code for that, so you just can't go in and do that. But anybody who attends her socials does get that. So yeah, now I'm going to do the longer length. I was torn between, so the photo you'll have seen was the Logan Shacket. I was torn between the Sew Over It Farley Shacket, but that one has seams here, and I think some seams sort of here on the back. And obviously with it being a check, like, there's only so much pattern matching I can deal with. So I'm very comfortable that it's like a bit of a, it is a shirt, but I want it to be a bit oversized to wear over t-shirts and things like that. And I think it'll look perfect with lots of the trousers that I've been making. My teal colour bob pants that I made, my jeans, my tan jeans. There's lots of things that I've got that this will look great with. It's a new style for me. I'm not a shacket. I've never made a shacket before. I've never bought one and worn one before, but I'm really excited about making this, and it's really nice to do the collab. Paula has made one before. She's a lot smaller than me, so we're doing like, she's in one size bracket and I'm in a different size bracket, and I bought that recently, so I don't know if it'll have changed by the time you see this. So when I bought it, the free pattern was the Sunday walking pants, which I'm not planning on making yet, but I did get the pattern printed. But yeah, do you think that's going to be fabulous? I think it's going to be fabulous. It's going to make a loud noise. Oh no, it's all right. So today I made the, well, I've nearly finished. I've got the waistband to put on the Falconers. I've got this denim, can't remember, end of September I think, from, God, what's the matter with my brain tonight, from First Fabrics. I know they have it back in stock as I'm sharing this with you. I think a few places had it. I think this is the mid colour of the denim, and I did want to really do them in this, but because I'm on a healthy eating plan, I'm not following anything, it's just sort of what I'm doing, I've done it in the red and white cord, you'll see that made up, and I thought then my next pair, hopefully when I'm a size down, can be in this fabric. And actually it'll be quite an easy pattern to adjust, as I do need to make them smaller even though it's got all those panels in it. So you should see the picture from Magic Mock-Up on Stash Hub of how that's going to look. I think that'll be a gorgeous pair of falconers. And yeah, life's too short to be thinking I'm not making that till I'm at this weight, I'm not making that till I'm at this weight. So I'm fine with that. If I need to, you know, then make another pair in a smaller size, absolutely cool with that. So this came from B&M Fabrics. They aren't online, and it's like a foresty, I would say forest green, sorry, it's a bit tricky in the light. It's a needle cord. I can recommend Andrea from Beyond the Pink Door has now 25 different colours in the needle cord, and on the recent autumn makes and how I style them vlog, you'll see the aubergine skirt that I made from that and the teal bob pants that I made from that. It's beautiful and very similar feel to this, if anything maybe slightly softer. So when I first got this, I think I talked to you all about a shirred indigo style dress that I'd seen in Marks and Spencer's in the UK. However, I have now decided to do an aspen dress in it. I think I should have enough to do a long sleeve aspen. I was going to do it without a collar and do, you know, like the new Noah from Tilly and the Buttons, do like a facing and have it without the collar. But actually, I do really like this collar. We were talking about it at the weekend, Paula and I, and it's quite a small collar. It's not overpowering, and it does really make the dress. So I would really like to do that. I was quite inspired by Brogan the Crafty Pie's brown cord. That's a chunkier cord, and she's made a shorter one, and that looks absolutely fabulous. So I think that's going to be an aspen. I don't know why, but I'm kind of thinking like Christmas dress. I think it's because of the colour. Obviously I've got the other denim one that I'm going to make, but I think it's the colour that's making me draw to this one. The next fabric was a Beyond the Pink Door fabric that was in a box quite earlier in the summer this year, I think. This was donated to the swaps table at the social that I was at the weekend. I think it's a viscose chalice, that's how it feels. The colours are very like fiery and autumnal, so I do think this might be a make quite soon. And I've really hummed and hawed with this one. There's a few different ones that I'm thinking of, so I'll put some pictures in of the line drawings of them. So firstly, I was thinking about the sagebrush top from Friday Pattern Company. I definitely want to make that again. I've had it reprinted. I would want to take some fullness out of the sleeves, and I'd probably want to do maybe a 3/4 length sleeve, or a sleeve that comes to here but has a cuff on rather than elastic. I want to not break this up as much as is possible. So that's a contender. The next one is I think it's called, I probably can't say this right, the Nephiline blouse or top. I can't remember the lady's name, I apologise, but I'll put it on the screen. There are two different versions of that. There's a slightly lower neck with a ruff around, and there's a sort of a higher neck with buttons down, but it's got a beautiful detail on the sleeve, and it's got sort of some, not pin tucks, like they look like pleats on the arms. I'll just get another fabric. Sorry about that. I just remembered I bought this a couple of months ago from So Affordable. It's just a viscose, and yeah, that's where my thinking went, because I thought with having the pleats on the arms, this might work better for that blouse. So hopefully there'll be a picture of that that goes in. And yeah, I've got a couple of different things. I've got some Atelier Jute patterns in mind, but at the moment I'm thinking a sagebrush for this, because I've got my brown linen lane pants which look fabulous, and I've got some quite a dark green rammy linen coming. I love rammy linen, it's the same as the brown ones, coming from Palm Fabrics. By the time you get this, it'll have arrived, but I was thinking that would look great with either of those as well. So yeah, jury's out maybe on this one. What would you make in it? Maybe you've made something in it already, so let me know if you have. I know there was a pink colourway in it as well. But what would you make that wouldn't break things up too much? I think I was thinking with the sagebrush, you know, you've got your yoke here, then you ruffle, and then it's solid at the front and solid at the back. So I think that would break it up the least. I've got 2.5 metres, so I've definitely got enough to do that. Yeah, that's the one I'm edging towards at the moment. But yeah, please let me know what you think. What would you make? What would you do? So yeah, that one I think is going to be good in that blouse. And it's fine. This was £5 a metre from So Affordable, so I don't mind doing a bit of a toile in that blouse in that. Obviously I can't show you the green linen, but that's dark, like a dark green linen, and it'll look really nice. And then the final one was the first one that I got, and I did share with you, but the colour, it wasn't coming up last night either for So Virtual because it's so dark. But it's quite a dark blue, like a royal blue, but very dark, and black check. I will put a picture in of it from Abercan because you'll see the check better. I would say the size of the check is about, it's not a square, it's about 2 centimetres by 3 centimetres, and I'm 100% going to make a pair of pants in this. And I think I'll probably do maybe the linen pants pattern or something like that, that's just a pull-on trouser in this. Oh, there you can see the colours a little bit. So this was the one that I weighed. That was so bizarre. I did find it on the website. So what I didn't know at Abercan is if there's a piece like this, you know, I did this to work out what it was, and it was 2.5 metres. You can ask them to cut it so it's smaller. You don't have to take the exact size of that piece, but 2.5 metres with the check is fine, because I can get a pair of linen pants or bob pants out of 2 metres, no problem at all. So to get 2.5 was great. It was £7 a metre, so that would have worked out about £17.50 if I bought it, and I got it for £10.80 weird. Happy days. So I think that'll be lovely. Oh, there, you've got it there. You can see it's beautifully soft. Again, it's wool. I must overlock it because it sheds like a lot. The others don't, but this one definitely does. So I must, this is one of the next ones to go in the wash, must buzz it through my overlocker. I'm terrible for not doing that, but that one definitely needs that doing. So I can't think of anything else that I'm necessarily planning to make. I think the only other one is that sort of browny orangey blue check. I'm not sure whether to do, I do think fitted trousers would be nice, and then I'll have a wool pair that's a pull-on pair and a pair that's more fitted. Otherwise I think that could be a shacket, but I'm not sure. I want to make a shacket first, see how I find it. I don't think there's anything else right now that I've got planned, and I don't think there's any more fabric that I want to buy for a little while, because I bought quite a bit recently, but that's definitely my November to December sort of mix and sewing plans right there. I'll put a couple of pictures in of the bags that I'm looking at. So from Country Cow Designs, there's that cute purse. I'll put a picture of that in, and I can't remember what the tote bag's called, but I really like the look of the, it's not like any tote bag I would normally call a tote bag. I'll put a picture of that in. They're both Country Cow Designs. They've also got a like a rounded shoulder. There's loads of other purses to get patterns. It's just that they keep catching my eye, and I think they've got such a range of makes by their pattern testers or from themselves that you do see it in very different finishes. So yeah, that's on my list at some point. And I've got another project which will be coming out to you really soon that I'm gonna make, because my aim is still that this is a capsule that matches other things and goes together, and I'm really proud of myself for sticking with that and not drifting off to prettiness like we can do. So thanks for spending some time with me today. I hope you're getting some lush, amazing, gorgeous sewing done, or you've just enjoyed the chat, don't know which. Chat to me as always. What are your late autumn winter plans? Might be that you're in the southern hemisphere and they're gorgeous summer plans. Remind me about the sun, and I'm just going to keep enjoying the beautiful autumn weather, the golden trees, and yeah, we went for some beautiful walks this week, and I will catch you like really soon. Bye for now.